Welcome back to Believers IAS Academy. In this today's topic, we will be continuing the species and news series, and this is day 4 of the discussion of the species and news. And here we will be discussing three most important species. One is the Indian or the Great Indian Bustard, followed by Nilgiri Thar, and then we will discuss another species of otter. In fact, we discussed one yesterday, so this is another different species of otter. So without any further delay, let's begin. Great Indian Bustard. Of course, this is a very important species. It is one of the largest flying birds or the heaviest flying birds in the world, and it weighs almost about 15 to 18 kgs. And talking about the key characteristics of the physique of this particular bird, it has a long neck, long legs, adapted to open grasslands, or mostly it is found in the wastelands. And now this, you can imagine that this is like a substandard version of ostrich, of course, but not exactly ostrich, but a substandard version of ostrich. It is also pretty much famously called as Dharmaraj in local folklore, also kind of seen as auspicious, the name. And talking about the diet, it is mostly omnivorous. It eats insects, seeds, and small reptiles also, and also it feeds on various crops. Now, talking about the distribution, it is mostly found in the desert region of the Rajasthan, but that does not mean that it is only situated or localized to Rajasthan, because we can see other species of Great Indian Bustard, because Great Indian Bustard is not the only species that we are talking about. Under this Great Indian Bustard, there are many other subspecies, right? So they are sparsely distributed into the entire country. And talking about the Great Indian Bustard specifically, these are currently seen in the Rajasthan region, especially the Thar desert of the Rajasthan region, and it has a population of roughly 100 to 150 birds in India, especially the Great Indian Bustard, which makes it absolutely important to be conserved, and hence it is under or classified under the critically endangered category of the IUCN. Moving forward, the other two subspecies of or other different species of the Great Indian Bustard are these two. One is the Bengal florican, another one is the lesser florican. So even they are spatially divided across the country. As we discussed, the Great Indian Bustard is mostly found in the Rajasthan region, but the Bengal florican, although they categorize under the same critically endangered category, it is also found in the terai grasslands of UP, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, mostly the northeastern part of the country. And then another distinctive feature is males perform spectacular aerial courtship display. And moving forward, coming to the lesser floricans, it is classified under the IUCN endangered category. And of these bustard species, of these Great Indian Bustard species, the smallest one or the smallest subspecies is the lesser floricans, and these are found in the western central area, and in fact mostly predominantly we can see them in the western and central India, especially Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, and Gujarat. Now, this is more than sufficient to understand. Now, let's solve one prelims question. With reference to the Great Indian Bustard, consider the following. It is critically endangered on the IUCN Red List. Its largest surviving population is in Rajasthan's Desert National Park. And then Bengal florican and lesser florican are closely related species, both found in India's grassland ecosystems. And fourth statement, the Great Indian Bustard is included in the Integrated Conservation of Priority Species, which is ICAP, under the National Wildlife Action Plan. Use the comment section below and please drop down the answers. Moving to the next species, Nilgiri Thar. It is also called as the Nilgiri Ibex, and mind you, this is also the state bird of one state where it is located. And speaking of which, it is the state bird of Tamil Nadu, or the official state animal. Sorry, not the bird. Sorry, we're discussing bird and I just went on with the flow. Sorry, it's not the bird, it is the state animal. It is the state animal of Tamil Nadu. And talking about its conservation status, it is classified under endangered category of the IUCN, and also it's a part of Wildlife Protection Act 1972. It is classified under Schedule 1, which offers highest level of legal protection to this Nilgiri thar. And what are the unique features of this species? The adult males develop a grayish patch or saddle on their backs, earning them the name saddlebacks. It is also AKA, also called as saddlebacks, due to the grayish development or a grayish patch development on the backs of the adult males, making them also known as the saddlebacks. And as we discussed, it is the state symbol or the state animal of Tamil Nadu. And talking about its habitat, it prefers open mountain grasslands of the rainforest ecoregion, and it is endemic to Nilgiri Hills, southern western Ghats in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, which is mostly found in the Mukurthi National Park. The Mukurthi National Park, which is situated, or which is in the northwestern corner of Tamil Nadu within the Western Ghats. So it is predominantly a important conservative species under this Mukurthi National Park. In fact, Mukurthi National Park was also originally called as the Nilgiri Thar National Park, created just because it was solely formed or created to safeguard the Nilgiri Thar as the keystone species. And talking few more things about the Mukurthi National Park, it is home to a lot of other endangered species, like we also have the Royal Bengal tiger, Asian elephants, but however the most important species amongst all of these are the Nilgiri thar. Well, talking about the major threats, one is the habitat loss due to livestock grazing and spread of invasive plants. Second is poaching and hunting, very obvious. Third is small fragmented populations vulnerable to extinction because of the very less population. It is very much prone or vulnerable to be extinct. And then the climate change impact on the grassland, because they mostly are herbivores and they feed on the grass, and because of the climate change and the reducing grassland ecosystems, it directly affects their population. Now let's solve one prelims question. With reference to the Nilgiri thar, consider the following statements. It is the state animal of both Kerala and Tamil Nadu. It is endemic to the Western Ghats, especially the Nilgiri Hills and the Annamalai ranges. Mukurthi National Park was originally created to protect this species. Which other statements are correct? Please use the comment section. Leave your answers below. Now, another species in news is the smooth-coated otter, which is also very important because of its recent discovery, or in fact, it's not the discovery, because recently, in the National Zoological Park in Delhi, these smooth-coated otters were welcomed. A pair of them were added into their national park, as in the National Zoological Park in Delhi, and this was brought from Surat. So that is there, and in fact this is in news recently. This is in news because of its very rare nature, right? They are very rare, very kind of let's say secluded, or let's say they don't, in fact I can call them that they are the most shy natured species, because look at the news how it is. It says that the researchers captured India's first ever photos of smooth coated otters. Means this was the first ever as recorded by the researchers themselves. They say that this is the first ever photos of smooth coated otters in the Nandwar Wildlife Sanctuary during a chance tiger survey, marking a significant wildlife discovery. So it doesn't mean they were extinct, doesn't mean this was the first time discovery, but because of the shy behavior or the nature of this particular species, that they do not like to be seen, makes this to the newspaper, or makes it to the news, making it very important to study, not just because it for the very first time was got captured, but considering the biological or the biodiversity important role that these species perform, that's countless. So hence we will discuss a few of the important unique features of this particular species. About the species, the scientific name Lutrogale perspicillata, and then talking about the IUCN status, it falls under the vulnerable category. And habitat, it prefers freshwater ecosystems including rivers, wetlands, marshes and estuaries. And the distribution, it is mostly found across the South and Southeast Asia, including India, Bangladesh and Southeast Asian nations. And what are the threats? habitat degradation due to pollution and draining of wetlands, and then poaching because of the demand that these animals have for their skin, and with respect to pet trade, and also the human conflict perceived as threats to fisheries, because humans, they feel that if these otters grow, or if these population grow, they are ultimately threat to the fishes, because the major diet of these otters are nothing but fish. And if the number of otter species increase, or if they are mostly found in a particular area where humans are also fishing, then most likely humans will kill them, right? Because human conflict perceived as threats to fisheries means human, even we want fishes, humans even consume fishes, they capture them, they trade, right? So hence otters are considered to be a threat to fisheries, and also that is also one of the major reason why the numbers are declining, and also it makes it absolutely important for the conservation. So talking about one prelims question: with the recent discovery or the reference of the smooth coated otter, consider the following statements. It is categorized as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List. It primarily inhabits marine coastal ecosystems. Recent photographic evidence of its presence was captured in Nandwar Wildlife Sanctuary during a tiger survey. Which of the statements are correct? Please make use of the comment section, leave your answers, and also please make short, crisp notes. In fact, whatever we are discussing in this video are absolutely sufficient for the examination. In fact, to some extent, we even go more, and also we limit to discuss only 3 species or to max 4 species in a day, just to make sure that it does not pile up and becomes too much on a single day to be studying 5 to 6 species, right? So we will take this as a slow and steady approach, but I wish that most of the students and all of the students make their short notes, or even if you have made your environment and ecology notes, please try to supplement these notes in that particular notes itself. Okay, so anyway, that's all for this particular video. I hope the video was clear, trying to explain all the important species which were in news. And if you have any doubts on any particular species which you feel is important to be covered, you can leave them in the comment section. We will make a dedicated video from the UPSC's point of view, so that it becomes important, or it kind of gives you an idea as to where to focus on a particular species. Well, that is all for this particular video. Signing off. This is Madan Gopal. Please stay tuned. We will be back with few more video lectures. So until then, see you and take care. Have a great preparation time.